Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest today. We have from Grafton, we have representing the Grafton ukulele musicians, and they're going to play for you. We have Jan Barlow, and she is the director, executive director of Apple Tree Arts. Lots of us around here have heard about that.
Education.
Of education.
I don't want that heavy job.
Okay. Education director at Apple Tree Arts. And then right over here, many people may recognize her face, is Beth Galloway, and she is the library director at Grafton Library. And I've seen her; she's checked out many books from me, and I'm just so glad to have you both here. Where did I don't know if I had heard about it. Maybe in our town crier, the different events that you're having.
Yes.
When did this start? When did the ukulele musicians get going?
It's been it's probably been a year. And it grew out of a partnership where we had Jan come in and do 2 or 3 different 4-week sessions of Ukulele 101. So the library bought some ukuleles to circulate.
Oh, it's from the library.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so the library owns ukuleles, which anybody can check out with a copy of Daily Ukulele, and they can train themselves, but we did a class.
Yeah.
And after we did about 3 sessions, people wanted to keep playing, but there was no Ukulele 102.
Yeah.
So we decided to do jam sessions together.
Yep, with Apple Tree Arts. So, for Apple Tree, it's all about building community and collaborating. So it was an ideal opportunity to bring 2 awesome organizations together and create some community.
How did you two get together? How did you two connect?
She took the course. I mean, to me, music teachers and librarians are both on a magical place. You know, we get to do things with the community and take it to all different wonderful places.
Yeah.
So we clearly were attracted to one another and the things that we do.
Yeah.
And so Beth set up the Ukulele 101 class. She came to it, and
Right
she's
at-
been playing ever since.
Right at the Grafton Library.
Well, it's at Apple Tree.
No space. So
Right.
Now, where is Apple Tree?
Apple Tree's 1 Grafton Common, so it's diagonally across from the library. It's to the right of the country store.
Okay, it's not in the Congo Church.
No.
It's in the little like a little plaza of shops.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So 2 Grafton Common is the Grafton Country Store.
Okay.
1 Grafton Common is Apple Tree Arts and the Quite Fetching Bakery and the Hat 2 Guy. So
It's easy to find it.
It is.
When you got the word out and people came for the Ukulele 101, how many showed up? This is
it
great.
filled every time.
I think we had 10 slots. We only had 4 ukuleles to loan, but people had their own. And I think maybe Jan had an extra 2, so everybody had a ukulele to play at the event.
Do you both have a musical background?
I do.
She did, Jan?
I'm a music teacher, so I have the Berkeley background, and interestingly, I went for voice.
Yeah.
Went to college for voice, and then about 3 or 4 Christmases ago, my husband gave me a ukulele, and I opened it up and I thought, "What the heck?" And found it so accessible and so easy to play.
It was a surprise?
It was a surprise. Yeah, he's a pretty good guy, and it was so easy to play that as a vocalist, I had an accompaniment instrument. Usually you have to go find a guitar player or a piano player, and I'm like, oh, I can do this by myself now. So it just took off and became a...
You were self-taught.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, I have a very... It's not hard to play.
No.
Don't look too astonished.
When I was a little girl, I think Mom and Dad gave me one. Of course, I didn't take any lessons. It was just Was it hard, Beth, to learn?
It wasn't too hard. So I had a year of piano in 3rd grade, and then about 2 months of violin in 4th before I quit entirely. I didn't like to practice, and I actually can't still read music. I can see that the notes go up and down, but I've always done chorus since about the 4th grade. So I love to sing.
Yeah.
And I thought I did try to teach myself guitar, and then looked at this in the class and went, well, it's only got 4 strings, so maybe I can handle that. And I can still remember how hard it was just to hold my fingers and play a very basic C chord.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of astounded at my own progress, but it led me the confidence to go back to try guitar. So my hands still aren't quite big enough, but now I'm learning guitar too.
Well, we went up and filmed, I think, Paul, wasn't it Weston? There was a Weston Senior Center. Mm-hmm. And, we had the ukulele. They were on here a couple of years ago. And we actually went up and filmed it. It was big. I mean, the whole room was filled with people, a lot of them seniors, and it's just strumming the chords all together. and it's not too hard. I know my parents put me through piano lessons for a few years. I got sick of it. And then guitar, but that, I just thought I was a teenager. Well, guitar is cool.
Right.
I got over that real quick, too.
Fortunately, the methodology for teaching students piano and guitar now is so much different.
Is it different now?
It's so joyful and
It was
it's
very
collaborative.
serious.
Yeah. It's not the same anymore. Thank goodness, because the dropout rate for first year private lessons is 80% when you go the old method.
What was those recitals? I remember I had to
Oh,
be in the
yes, I was
recital, and you're not too thrilled about that because you're like, oh gosh, if I make a mistake, the teacher will make sure I know about it afterwards. That's how strict she was. But she was a good person.
Yeah.
We would go to her house to learn.
Yep.
Ooh, very
In,
serious.
my
I
lessons were-
grew up in Wilbraham. We would go to Springfield, and it was Mrs. Moser, and we went there. I must have been about 9, 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know. My brother took the lessons too, but it was okay. But this sounds like a blast. You going to play for us?
Sure.
Oh,
we'll play for
good.
you.
All right.
But let me just backtrack a minute, if I may, Jan. I also am fortunate enough to go to the Sutton Senior Center and play with a group of seniors there, and there's 15 to 20 of them every week.
When do they meet?
Wednesdays at 11:30,
Wednesdays, 11:30 at the Sutton Senior
and
Center.
they are a blast.
Come and play. Do you need to buy your own ukulele?
You do need to bring your own or go to the library.
Or
and
borrow
check
it
one
from
out.
Grafton.
Sure.
Now, where is the Sutton Senior? Is it
It's on Huff Road. It's the same, off the same road that Walmart is on, but it's
Yeah.
on the Sutton side,
And then you take that left onto Huff.
and it's right down the street.
It almost feels like Whitensville.
yeah,
It does.
but it's not.
But it's not.
No, it's definitely
No,
not.
I've been there. It's it's kind of set in the woods.
Yes, everything in Sutton is set in the woods, you know.
Now, definitely. All right, play us some tunes.
All right.
We are, meanwhile, we're talking with Jan Barlow, and she's the Education Director of Apple Tree Arts, and Beth Galloway. She's the Grafton Library Director, and they are in the Grafton Ukulele Musicians, and they're going to treat us with some of their songs.
Fondly known as Gum.
As what?
Gum.
Gum.
Grafton ukulele musician.
Oh, gum. Okay,
Gum.
I got you. I was going to say, you're going to chew gum during.
No, I can't chew gum, sing, and play the ukulele. Not
Pull it down a
gonna
little. If you
happen.
can, we want to see your face, so don't put it
Can
up
ya?
too high.
Can you see
I'm
my
sure.
gorgeous schmecka?
We want to see you guys.
So it's called, the ukulele is referred to as the people's instrument because it is so very accessible. All you need is desire.
Where did it
and you
originate
can
from?
play. It actually originated in Portugal, believe it or not,
Yeah.
in Portugal. But then it through the evolution of war and taking over things, it ended up in Hawaii, and the Hawaiians are the ones that really took it into their heart and
Who was that famous singer? Bubbles in the what? Did he used to play that?
bubbles.
Oh,
Oh,
in the-
tiny bubbles.
Tiny
in
bubbles.
the soup.
Did he play that?
Was that Tiny Tim or was that a?
Well, Tiny Tim did.
It was
Yeah.
a Hawaiian guy.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Oh gosh, yeah, he was always. Oh, maybe that's why he
Tiny bubbles in
sounded.
the champagne.
He was bombed.
So I'm going to count us in, and we're going to count
Okay.
in on the pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You told me once, dear, you really love me, and no one else could come between. When I left me and love another, you have shattered all of my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I'll always love you
they'd like to, there'll be another song, don't worry.
Okay.
I'm not letting them get away with just one.
All right.
All right, if somebody thinks this, and it is fun, they say it's easy and it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
how do they go about, sit back a little so I can see both of you.
Okay. Sorry.
All right, how would somebody go about connecting with you? To join in or even come and watch?
There's all sorts of ways, but the first and most obvious way would be, go ahead, Beth.
Well, come to the library and check out a ukulele and grab a book.
Grafton Library.
Grafton Library, yeah, and bring it to the next meeting of GUM, the Grafton Ukulele Musicians. So we meet at Apple Tree Arts at 1 Grafton Common on the second Thursday of the month. So the next one is January 10th.
January 10th is coming up?
January
Okay.
10th.
6:30.
6:30 to 8.
So it's once a month.
Once a month.
On a Thursday.
Rain or shine.
6:30 to 8. Dinner served?
No dinner.
Bring water.
No. So you need to bring, maybe borrow a ukulele or whatever,
Yeah.
and just bring it with you, but you don't need to know how to read sheet music, right?
No.
Okay.
No. So this daily ukulele book is great. So if you do have a ukulele, grab the book. It has chords.
Okay, right here.
It has a chord chart right in the front, and then throughout the music, you'll see a C or a C7 or a D that tells you what chord to play on which word of the song.
Now,
So
does
it makes
everybody
it
get a
easy to
book?
follow.
The library has been kind enough to purchase 10 of these, and we have them on site all the time when they come to the jam.
All right.
And here's the chord chart. So it has this is the picture of the ukulele fretboard, and it tells you where to put your fingers to make the notes. So all it takes is, from a teacher's perspective, 10 minutes 2 or 3 times a week, and you'll be cooking with gas before you know it.
Oh, it reminds me of the guitar lesson.
Yeah.
I remember this.
But you know, the difference with the guitar is that there's steel strings.
And there
on
are
the
more
guitar.
strings, right?
There's more and there's steel, so they're a lot harder to press down.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I end up with ridges.
Right, so press down on that, Jan, and just look how easy it is to press it down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake. And I'm not saying that it doesn't take a little work to make it happen.
What is this here?
It's a tuner. And so it tells you when your strings are in tune. Everything sounds
Does
good.
everybody need a tuner?
Well, it's helpful. Yeah, it's not necessary, but it's helpful.
You can download an app on your iPhone.
That's true.
Or,
That's
or,
true.
or a smartphone,
Yeah.
and it'll tune to the,
But I
to
could
the
go
app. It's not as
over in Millbury. There's a music store. Can you get one over
Milford,
there?
you mean, Milford.
Well, in Millbury there is
In
at the
Milford?
mall.
Oh, the guitar center.
Guitar
yeah.
store. Can they get one there?
Oh,
too?
yes, of
Are
course.
they expensive?
10, 15
Oh,
bucks,
okay,
right?
that's
Yeah,
doable.
about that. Yeah.
Amazon.
Okay, go for it. More songs. Oh.
Can I also just say, if you're a Grafton Library card holder, you also have access to a database of music lessons. The product is called ArtistWorks, and you log in, set up an email address, and then you can get 10 or 12 or 20 canned video lessons that go from how to hold the instrument, how to tune it, how to play a chord, and it's piano, recorder, ukulele, banjo,
Wonderful.
voice lessons. There's some art things in there
You don't
too.
have to be from Grafton. You can be from anywhere around.
So
here,
for
right?
this, actually, you do need a Grafton card
Okay,
to
for-
log in because Grafton pays for that for Grafton card holders.
But to be part of the ukulele.
They've got to gum anybody.
And there's
is
no
welcome.
fee. So you just come in
Yeah.
and make music. And as mentioned earlier, it's all about collaboration
Yes.
and community building. And
Yeah.
that is the sole purpose, joyfully working, making music
Yes.
together. And you know, this month we had a 13-year-old who came up
It was great.
because
Oh, yeah.
Grace, I'm going to forget her
Oh,
name. This
yeah.
13-year-old girl won America's Got Talent or something or another, and she's a singer and a ukulele player, and now she's big. So now that
concerts.
she does big concerts, big. My daughter went to
Yeah.
one. So that generation is now seeing that
So
the ukulele
you've got
is
one
cool.
at 13. What's the oldest age range you see?
Oh, what do you think?
Way
Well, a
up?
lot of those seniors come.
Yeah, the 70s. They're well
So
into their
there's
70s.
70s, yeah.
Oh.
Actually, Mike comes. He's 84.
That's terrific.
It is. It's
Yeah.
very cool. It's a great community.
Yeah.
So not to be scared. You know, this is not rocket science here. This is fun, right?
Absolutely. And when are we going to offer Ukulele 101 again?
Yeah.
Traditionally, we've done it in March, so
Okay.
that could be on the
Yeah,
horizon.
it's
We'll work on a
definitely on the
schedule,
horizon.
and we could certainly try that
I'd be
again.
happy to.
Do you
And
all
I-
appear somewhere? Do you all like have a concert?
Oh no! But again, I'm seesawing. But the Sutton ukulele strummers do.
They do.
Yeah.
We get out and about. Yeah.
Do you guys go and join with them to make a concert?
No, I mean
it's-
the gum thing is really loose and laid back.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
very
early.
loose.
Gum, Grafton ukulele musicians.
Right. The Sutton ukulele strummers, sus rather, we meet every week.
Yeah.
And it's just a little more advanced.
How many in your group right now?
10, 15?
Yeah, we get 10, 12 on a regular basis.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. You
Yeah.
should come. Get a ukulele from the library. We'll set you right up.
Go ahead, play us a little song.
Are we doing Clementine or?
Yes. Yeah, first we'll do Clementine because that's a little bit easier. Ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, lived a miner, 49er, and his daughter, Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Like she was and like a fairy, and her shoes were number 9. They're in boxes with the topses, they're the silver Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Drove she dumplings to the water every morning just at 9. Hit her foot against a splinter, fell into the foaming brine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Ruby lips above the water, blowing bubbles soft and fine. But alas, I was a swimmer, so I lost my Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine.
Is this a trend, ladies? Is this a trend now? Because I'm seeing these. I'll read a newspaper, and once in a while it'll pop up ukulele group. Like the one we went to in Weston. Now you have Sutton. Now you have Grafton. Is this just sort of new?
It's
interest?
pretty hip right now.
Yeah,
We can say
definitely.
that.
Okay.
It's pretty hip. That's
Yeah.
right.
Is it all over the country?
Yes.
What do you think started it?
I don't know what started it, but I can say that as soon as it got started, everybody realized how fun and easy it was. There's ukulele festivals where people go for the whole weekend,
Locally?
all over the world, all over the country.
Have you been to them?
No, I'm dying to go.
you gotta
though.
go.
There was one up in Maine this summer that I couldn't make. Portland, Maine.
I was born in South Portland.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
It's a pretty cool place, Portland.
I don't even remember it. I think when I was a baby, we moved down to Massachusetts.
Did
Are
you?
you both from Massachusetts?
Born and bred. Danvers. I grew up in Danvers. Yeah.
Danvers. I
Danvers,
grew up on Long
Massachusetts.
Island in New
Long
York.
Island?
Yeah.
My college roommate, my first roommate was from Huntington, Long Island.
There you go.
That was a long hike for her up to Plymouth State College in New
I
Hampshire.
bet.
Where did you go to school? High school, college?
Bradford College, which has closed. Sadly, it's in Haverhill, Massachusetts. So I didn't go very far. It was 40 minutes from Danvers, and then I commuted into Boston to get my master's degree at Simmons.
Did you library science?
Library science.
Very
Yeah, I have a
nice.
master's.
Is that hard? I mean, books. I love books. Is it hard to?
It's a science. It's all about organization, taxonomy, and then there's this customer service level on top of it,
And details
and
of
policy, and yeah.
I think the details would drive me nuts.
Yeah. And in library school, you don't learn things like how to manage a building.
And a
Not so
staff.
much. It's the history of reference and classic materials. And
So
it
you
was
knew
20
right out
years
of high
ago,
school what
so-
you were going to do.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Freshman year of college, I had a work-study job in the library and loved it.
Jan, what about
Yeah.
you? Did you know?
No. I was a little bit of a lost adolescent, and then I went to Dean College and got my bachelor's
The
in
one
science.
over Franklin?
In Franklin,
Do you know
that's-
that he was originally Dean Academy, and my father went there.
Did
As
he?
a young guy, probably in his teens.
That's
Dean,
funny.
private school, Dean Academy.
Yes. And then I went on to Berkeley. From there, I got bit by the
You like
by
it?
the bug there.
Did Dean have a music course?
No, but it had some very handsome guitar players. So it didn't take long for us to find one
Oh,
another.
yeah, I
and
got
then
you.
we found a drummer, and then it was all over.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Rocky Point, New York.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
You were in New York. I have been. We lived down near Greenwich in Stamford, Norwalk, Connecticut, New Canaan, right on the New York border.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember crossing over into, the Merritt Parkway.
Yep.
Yeah, and going over there. There was Rye amusement park? Is that outside of
Yes.
Long Island, or where
It's
is
in
that?
New York. It's off Long Island, but it's in New York, a little bit upstate.
I'll bet you, when you were a kid, did your family take you to the? My father, we drove all the way from Wilbraham, Mass, to New York City. Radio City, every
Oh,
Christmas or whatever,
yes.
they would have the Christmas show, right?
Yes, with
And
the
it would have the
Rockettes.
animals going across, and the Rockettes. My father loved the Rockettes.
Who didn't?
That type of thing. I remember going now. To a kid growing up, I don't know if I was as thrilled as Dad was, because it was a long trip, and I am not good at long trips. Oh no, it was a long trip, and then you had to. And you're in New York City, which is totally different from Western Massachusetts.
Totally different.
But he was exposing us to the.
That's
We waited
important.
in line at Radio City.
Right.
Have you been there?
Yes, and actually, my family of origin, we meet there every Christmas and
Yeah.
do a Broadway show. We've done the Rockettes a number of times. We're going to go see My Fair Lady this Saturday at Lincoln Center.
Oh.
So I think that, my parents, I attribute so much of my cultural exposure to them because we didn't have a lot of money.
Were they musicians?
No, my father was very musical. Now here, my mother is 100% Irish.
Okay.
So we were the first to move out of the city. Everybody lived in the city. And yes, they were all cops and detectives, and all alcoholics practically. But they would come out. They would come out to the country house where we were, and they would all start drinking and singing.
Yeah, okay.
And then my mother, the teetotaler, wouldn't let them in the house to sleep because she wasn't going to have a house full of drunken uncles.
No.
So I would wake up and they'd be on the lawn chairs in the lawn.
All of them?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They weren't on the lawn itself. They were
Well,
in
they're
everywhere.
well, it was quite the sight to wake up to. So there was always singing, always.
You grew up with this.
Yeah.
Well, Beth, what
Yeah.
about you?
My parents, neither one of them finished college, but they were both in chorus, high school and college. And I remember hating to dry the dishes. And my mother's hook was she would sing and wash, and I would sing along and dry. So there's a lot of music that I know that's older music that we sing in ukulele club. Oh, my mom and I used to sing.
She was
that.
smart. She made it fun.
She made it fun.
She
yeah.
sounds like my mom. She would take. She had a way of, like when she would read to me the book. When I was a kid, she would be the animals or be
yeah.
whatever it was. When I've told it before, but when I was 8 years old, I was just I could read. I could read the first grade, but I was kicking back in bed at bedtime. And she came in one night and she says, "Jan, you're old enough to read to yourself." Oh, and then I lost that, but she was terrific. I mean, the parents, I think, play such a part. They both liked music. I think Dad especially. What was it? The Benny Goodman band
Oh,
stuff?
sure, Benny Goodman,
Yeah.
big band.
Yeah.
We
that-
always had records playing.
Did you?
Yeah, Camelot soundtrack
Oh,
and
we grew
Simon and Garfunkel, Barry Manilow.
Did you go
A
to
bit
the
of everything.
Broadway shows like at the Hyannis and the Theater in the Round?
No, not until high school.
Yeah, those were
Yeah.
fun. Those are great. The
Such
Broadway
good
shows.
exposure,
Yeah.
and because it comes back to early childhood and how important it is to expose your children to these, specifically to music, and because that's my wheelhouse. But music in a positive environment, Apple Tree Arts, coming to classes, because it's so important to cross all those neurons and get yourself ready for reading and for math and for
Yeah.
spatial relationships, and the best way to do that is music.
This is like a team type of fun. You're a team player, but it's not. You're not in competition with each other.
Oh gosh, no!
This
no,
is
no,
the
no,
fun.
no.
And is there an age that they can begin? Have you got a cutoff on the age?
No, well, at Apple Tree we start them as soon as birth.
Yeah.
And they
Birth?
want birth. Yep.
Okay.
Because the world has changed since that's away. Auntie and Grandma don't live next door anymore,
Yeah.
so they're not bouncing anybody on their knee. So the average new mother walks out of the emergency or at the hospital knowing 4 children's songs. And so they need to be reacclimated to what music is for children, how to bounce a child on their knee, why that's so important. And then this particular program we offer works its way up through many different aspects of it, but at 6 they can start a group keyboard where they're singing and they're dancing and then they're playing the keyboard. So it's a very joyful transition for 3 years into what is real private lessons.
Jan, how can they reach you at Apple Tree?
AppleTreeArts.org, 508-839-4286. Check out the website. We do
And
wonderful
Beth, how can
things.
they reach you at Grafton Library?
GraftonLibrary.org, 508-839-4649.
Now, again, when do you meet for the ukulele group over at Apple Tree Arts?
Apple Tree Arts, second Thursday of every month, 6:30 to 8. Just look for the gum signs. Grafton Ukulele Musicians.
Okay, now if you're in the Grafton Town Common area, if you're coming in from Upton, okay, you have you're on 140. You've got the Grafton Inn on the right, the library on the left. go right,
Mm-hmm.
and then go like this, and it's is it in the brick building where the art group is? Okay.
Yes.
They had their artists.
Yes.
Okay, are you the first floor or second?
Second floor, second and third.
And there is an elevator, I know
There
that.
is an elevator. Parking can be a little bit
Ah,
tricky.
we
Yeah.
found that out.
Yes.
But it's so close. You park at the library or in the adjacent lot, and you can walk right
It's
over.
okay
It's a
to do
2-minute
that.
walk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can
Yeah.
park over
It's a
there.
library
'cause
program. So.
I remember for that art show up there, it was like, oh my God.
Wasn't that a fabulous Small Stones
Yeah.
Art Festival? What
Yeah,
a
you know what
wonderful-
would have been cool though, is if you guys had been playing.
Always
we
next year.
played, my husband and I played, our ukulele group from Sutton played.
It that
Yes, ma'am.
all I heard was somebody doing a piano on stage.
Music changed every day, every hour.
We missed it then.
Mm-hmm.
How many, you and your husband and who else played?
Well, my husband and I played an hour set, and then the Sutton Ukulele Strummers came up, and they played an hour set. There was all sorts of music from right from the beginning all the way through the whole weekend.
Beth, have you been up to the Sutton players one, the Sutton?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
No,
It's
okay.
at 11:30 in the afternoon. It's a little tricky for the working public.
just be working.
Beth, again, when over at the library does this get? Do you can they just come in any time to
The library opens at 10. We're open until 9 o'clock 4 nights a week, and then close at 5 on Friday and Saturday.
Well, we've been in talking with Jan Barlow, who is the education director at Apple Tree Arts over in Grafton, and Beth Galloway, who is the library director at the Grafton Library, and they are representing the Grafton Ukulele Musicians, GUM for short. So it's not far from here. It's what I see. It's looks like a lot of fun and pretty easy. So don't any age group, right? If you want to
Anyone. Yep.
go over and try it, you can borrow. If you have a Grafton Library card, you can borrow a ukulele. And even if you just want to come and watch the girls and watch, is it all girls or is it
No,
guys?
No, it's a
no,
mix.
it's
It's a
quite.
mix.
Oh, the guys
Yeah.
are welcome too.
Oh, yeah. And you can
yeah.
come and just sing, too, if you don't want to play the ukulele. Everybody
Sure.
sings when they play.
Yeah, come and sing and just and watch the show and see if you like it and if you want to play with the other kids.
Oh,
It sounds like-
multi-aged kids.
They're very welcoming and very forgiving. And
yeah.
some songs are just a train wreck, and we laugh and we try it again and move on.
train-
It's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that was
That was
interesting.
awful. Yeah. Let's try something
Let's
else.
try something with only 2 chords.
You two are very complimentary on this. I mean, really, two people who work together very well. You can just tell. I mean, they both loved it. You can just tell.
it's very easy.
Thanks so much for being
A
with
pleasure.
us.
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having us.
I didn't even know this existed.
Well, come and play.
We'll see you next time. I'll be my guest.